Everybody's full of ish over here, y'all. And at this point, I'm questioning whether or not this is just fully scripted television.
Eyes on me, apply that. Get it, don't be timid when you ain't apply that. Love up on it, live alone, lead it. I don't want no trip, baby, say it like it's
My name is Ashley, and this is My Sweet Perspective, where I give my take on all things TV and movie related, and I am here to put you on, okay? You guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back, Sweet Peas. I hope everyone is having an amazing day, and you guys are ready to talk 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, Season 8, Episode 12. Because I'm sitting here and I'm just questioning why I'm watching this, why these couples came on here, why. Is the check that good? Is there a check involved? Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Do these people get a stipend, a per diem? What's the deal? But if you guys are here for the first time, just know I go couple by couple. I will talk about the things that stood out to me. If nothing much stood out to me, I'm not gonna harp on it that long. But let's start with Trisha and Fred Flintstone Rick. Because we know the last time we saw them, he had confessed to his infidelity in Colombia, his 5 days of debauchery, and now she's heartbroken. And I don't even want to look at you, Rick. Don't touch me, Rick. Don't touch me. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't know. Can we work it out? Begging, begging, baby, 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 please, right? And she is very much like, no, Rick, no. Well, he's like, well, am I still gonna meet your dad? You still want to bring me? Did you tell them anything? No, I didn't tell them anything, and I'll take you over there. I'll take you over there, Rick. uh will go reluctantly, right? But again, he's mumbling very much. And she says, how can I trust you again in your country? He was like, well, Colombiana was in her country. That wasn't in my country. In a nutshell, we go to her village. We don't meet the family officially yet, but we do get to see the local MMA fighters, is the best way that I can describe it. They don't fight with any masks, with any shields, with any body armor at all. It's just full on, because she said that's the way they learn to defend themselves. It's traditional. And she basically makes a bet with him that if he does something, she'll have sex with him. And I'm like, girl, why would that be even on your mind, even on the radar? Which again, it makes me question and makes me think that this is definitely scripted. Girl, you still want that man. You still want that Fred Flintstone man meat. And I'm literally disgusted by it. Because why? Because why, sister? I just, it makes absolutely no sense to me that a beautiful young woman would be over there. That $300-400 that he's paying for your rent every month, sister, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, I fear. Anyway, much better. Child, I had to take them lashes off because they were looking real crazy and feel like they was making me look cockeyed. Anyway, back to the point. So basically, we still don't get anywhere. We are back in the village, but we haven't met her family officially yet, and so I'm sure that'll be coming in the next episode. This episode really felt like they just cut it off randomly. I don't know. It feels like we didn't get to completion on any of these couples, which was really, really odd. Now, let's go on over here to Elise and Josh. I don't know why I want to call this woman Elsie, but Elise and Josh, she's a born again virgin because she hasn't had sex in 6 months, y'all. So that means the cooter's back to, hymen intact, cherry back. And she says that she's ready to screw because it's been a long time. She says that she hasn't had sex in this long since she was a freshman in high school. All right. So she's been screwing for a very, 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 very long time. Although they do say that she's only 32. She says she's nervous about the roommate rental. She's talked to her friend there in the States, and she's packing these enormous bags to contain bikinis and handbags, right? She's got 5 or 6 handbags, checked bags that she's going to be bringing over. And we finally find out a little bit more about Joshua. She says that he was a yacht broker, and he went out on a joyride at 40 years old, crashed one of the yachts. And so now he's on a final warning at work. I don't believe that's how any of this works, darling. I don't know what this man does. I don't know what his situation is, but I don't trust him. Lies abound here. The lies are heavy. And so we get over there to Australia and we officially meet Joshua, and we meet his friend Chris, which something's different. They're very, very close. I'll say that. They're very, very close. Some would call it a bromance. Some would call it other things. But this man is hinged in his life. He's got a picture of this man above his bed, or his pictures above that man's bed. It's very weird. Very odd. And this makes me think that this is not an Airbnb. This is their shared communal living home. Right? Because he doesn't actually, we've come to find out, doesn't actually live with his parents. Says he lives with another woman, his best friend, who keeps the whole family together, the whole friend group. And she's like a mother hen. Something's very off. Because I'm like, do you live in this rental? Do you live with that woman? Because we haven't met this woman yet, right? But he's getting ready for an event that seems like the Kentucky Derby to me. It's horses, they're betting or something like that. And so you get dressed up very snazzy, likened to the Kentucky Derby. However, she's arriving the same day, and so they'll have to get her off of this super long flight and take her immediately to the bar to watch the races. Right. Meanwhile, in the States, she can't get on the plane because her passport's not working. They say, sister, your passport is invalid. It's rejected. It's denied. Come to find out, she didn't put her first name last and her last name first. I don't think she should be traveling. I honestly felt like this was a sign from the Lord above saying, girl, don't take your ass over to Australia. It's going to land in disappointment and all of the things. But nevertheless, she got on that plane because she's going to go see her man. And mind you, she's a born again virgin. So she hasn't had sex in 6 months. So she needs that itch tickled. And apparently, none of the men in Miami could do that for her. All right. So he's again been living with another woman for 3 months. She has no idea about that. And his job at this point for me is a full on liar. And he's inconsiderate as hell because she gets off the plane. First of all, he brings his buddy for their first initial meeting. And she thinks that's odd, of course. But, she's graceful and, hugs them and greets them properly. And he says, come on, get ready. We're going to go. Mind you, she's got on a leisure set, a lounge, a workout set, if you will, from the flight. And she's like, I need to get in the water. And I said, finally, somebody travels and says that they need to get in the tub. But she can't get in the tub. She has to go and take a whole bath, as we've seen in similar fashion of the other ladies when they arrive in these countries. And they pull out the dress in the middle of the airport, lay it down on the floor, open the luggage, and say, all right, let's get dressed. Let's go. She finds something she doesn't have to wear panties or a bra for. And she decides that she needs to let everybody know that. And they're on their way to the races. Again, Chris is overly involved in this relationship. I really want to understand the depth of the relationship that he has with Joshua. And Josh, I need you to tell the truth. Because what is it that you really do, international man of mystery? Because one thing about it, two things for sure, you are a good looking man, right? You're good looking, you're fine. But baby, you're broke. And that is the coochie dryer of the century. Just saying. Just saying. Let's go on over here to Auntie Ponytail, to Aviva, to Stig, and Stig Daddy. Now, Daddy, I expected more from you. You came in there like a big, strong man who was going to lay down business because you said you know your son. But when it got in front of these people, you acted like, you really believed your son. I know you know that your son is lying. And he's a liar because we have the confrontation. We meet up with Nisi Poo Corinth again. We call old girl on the phone. Like, what is the depth, the height, the width, the breadth of this relationship that you have with Stig? Yeah, it's on the regular. We actually have a trip planned for this date to this date. Oh, Aviva, that's the day that you leave, right? Now, Aviva's trying to give him every excuse in the book. No, well, we weren't really serious a month ago. That was the last time they hooked up. But I thought we were in a relationship. But were they in a serious relationship? Were they committed? It doesn't matter at this point. Again, Auntie Ponytail just looks like, child, my niece is a disappointment. My niece has all the information and she can do what she wants to do with it from this point on. But I fear she's making the wrong decision. I fear she's making the wrong decision. So we go and we meet Stig's dad because Stig is like, he's on edge. This could ruin everything because, I've been putting all my hopes and dreams in this white woman and getting me to America so I can further my career. That's made up. That's what I feel like in my heart of hearts. But we meet him and the dad says, I looked at my son sideways when he talked about her being the one because he can't keep it in his pants. That's my son. I know him. And he's a whoremonger, right? He's over here left, right. And Aviva brings it all out in front of the dad. The girl said this, 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 this. That's not true. That's not true. And she's like, so it's not true. I'm going to choose to believe you. And if the truth comes out later, then we'll just have to, I'll have to leave this situation. Okay, cool. He's like, good, I'm in. I'm fine. We're good to go right now. But in the confessional, he's like, yeah, but a couple months ago, before I really met her in real life and really knew what it was, I was kind of doing my own thing. The lies, the lies. And the fact that Aviva wants to sit over here again, if she wanted an F boy, stay in Phoenix. I lived in Phoenix for 100 years. I know. There's plenty of them over there, sister. You didn't have to go over here to get it. You didn't have to go over here to get it, baby. And it's just dumb at this point. It's really not even entertaining at this point. He's still lying. Again, I'm sure he's still entertaining women. I'm sure he really has a trip planned with that young lady. I'm sure he's screwing everything he can when he gets his hands on it. Not right now because Aviva's there, but once she leaves, it's up and it's stuck. Like, who are we kidding? And why are we wasting time on them? Is the real question. Now, let's get over here to Sheena and Forrest. And Molly's full of it as well. Like I said, all these whores are full of it, in my opinion. Because Molly, there's no way, hey, you're a big age that you're so invested in Forrest's relationship with this young lady, worried about her harvesting what from Forrest? Forrest is not a prize. Forrest has nothing to offer. Forrest seemingly is kind to Sheena and is a good companion in terms of discussion. But what is he doing for her life? What do you think Sheena needs to prove herself from? Because she lied about her own money? That's her business, baby. It very much, I'm telling you, we said it in the live. I said it last week. Molly is getting an SSI check for Forrest. I'm thoroughly, thoroughly, thoroughly convinced you're getting that SSI check for Forrest. And the more independent he becomes, the more you're afraid that you're not going to have access to those funds. And again, y'all wanted access to Sheena's bank account, so you wanted her funds too. And to do what for, Molly? It seems like the lifestyle that you're living with you and your husband is just enough for you guys. The jealousy was all over your face ever since you saw Sheena's place and her family's place and where they live. You've been extremely unhinged, but this takes the cake because now you cussing and fussing. You're accusing her. Like you say, well, I bet you would stay with her for us even if she got diddled by someone else. What? How did we get over here? How did we get over here? Molly is unhinged. She says, I'm used to being Forrest's mom. And because of his autism, he's been taken advantage of before. And I just don't want to see that happen. That's not what this is, baby. This is overbearing psychotic behavior. And Forrest basically says to her, you're doing too much. I can't believe you're acting this way. If you don't accept this marriage, then you're out of my life. He issues Molly an ultimatum. And I was shocked at Forrest. He said, I'm going to stand up for my woman. Well, what if she keeps lying? Well, we talked about that and she's working on it. Because remember, Sheena said she was going to try not to lie anymore. It's his life, Molly. That's a grown ass man. Again, if you had put anywhere near the energy in breaking this situation up than you did in trying to help him get a job and become fully independent and worthwhile and an asset to a woman, we probably wouldn't even be here. He basically, Molly says that Sheena put on her Bridgerton gown and manipulated him into a proposal. Forrest went out there knowing he wanted to propose to that lady, in my opinion. Molly is just, she said it's time to cut the cord. She's been holding on too tight. And it is. Take your ass back home to America, Molly. Because this was so ugly and so disturbing. And again, I knew this was in Molly the entire time because she really hates this. I think she went over there thinking he would sow his royal oats, and that he would come back and they would figure things out. I don't, in my heart of hearts, believe that Molly ever really wanted Forrest with Sheena fully. Not in this capacity. I think it was cute for a little smecks and to take a little international trip. But outside of that, I don't. And I think that's the mentality that a lot of people have as it relates to their kids and them dating and meeting other people. Like it's fine if you keep it there, but just don't bring her home to dinner. And that's the vibe ultimately that I'm getting from Molly. The way that her horns came out to attack Sheena. And again, Sheena, lied about what she lied about, but at the end of the day, it was her money. She was not manipulating for it. She was not taking anything. She is not gaining anything other than some phone conversations and I guess some video from his in the house cameras. That's all she's getting. And I really hated this. Molly showed her true colors. And I knew that green eyed monster was over there, but it was something to see it fully realized. It was very disgusting and gross behavior. Now let's get over here to the real full of person. And that's Lisa, because this was vile and disgusting. As the episode actually opens up, we find out that she has pooped herself in the bed with Daniel, and Daniel's fine with it. He's eating a chocolate bar. He's like, yeah, she did it all over me too. But it's fine. I cleaned up, got a shower. I'm eating my chocolate bar now. I can't be disturbed. And he says, baby, you need to cut off the spicy food. She said, but I like spice, Lisa. Then put a diaper on, sister. She's like, I just couldn't stop. It just kept going everywhere. And it was all over the sheets. And I had to take the sheets down. And so embarrassing. Oh, God. Sheena, or excuse me, Lisa, please. Lisa, please. He decides after this morning debacle and the poo everywhere that they need to go take cooking lessons because she needs to learn to cook the traditional foods or he's definitely going to cheat. He lets that be known because, I'll be tempted if you can't cook the traditional foods. So we go to make oho soup, a traditional Igbo meal. And listen, again, if she doesn't learn, he's going to cheat. And we have this little session, this little cooking session. Mind you, she's still got these secrets. And she's saying, finally, it's time for me to confess. These are my confessions. So not only did I poop on you, because Daniel gonna deal with everything to get that green card at this point. If you let this woman poo on you, and didn't bat an eye, then I mean, what's worse? So we get here and it's time for my confessions. These are my confessions. If I'm going to tell it, I might as well tell it all, right? Like Usher said. She gets there and she starts talking about, I've been married 5 times. I've been married 5 times. He says, well, the God ordained marriage, that's the real marriage. The other ones don't really matter. And I said, okay, he's going to ride this ride. He's going over here. But when she says, actually, I'm still married, oh, you've disgraced me. I'm an abomination. This is a sin in my culture. I've been sleeping with another man's wife. And I wonder, is it matter if it's another woman's wife? Like, do you have the same abomination level if it's another woman's wife and not another man? Mind you, she never gets to the point that she's only been with women for the past 25, 21 years, and most of these marriages were with women. He says, she called me a scammer. She's the real scammer. This lady is married currently, present day. Get away from me. Get away from me. Lisa, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm the worst person ever. Let me get on my knees. I beg you. I beg you. I beg you. Get away from me. You have made me a sinner. I don't even know how I'm going to apologize to the ancestors, to my God. Is he going to forgive me another man's wife? Lisa, you have made me a sinner. This is the worst sinner. And you still don't know the full truth. She's really going to be an abomination when she tells you that. He said, I thought all white people tell the truth. I thought all white people tell the truth. Sir, who told you that? Who told you that? That's something y'all made up. That is something y'all made up. Nevertheless, she still has not told him. She calls her daughter when she gets back to. He won't even talk to me. He won't even look at me, and I haven't even told him about the women. Oh God, what is he gonna do when he finds out about the women? What is he gonna do when he finds out about the women? I guess we'll see next episode because she ain't mention a woman. She ain't mention a coot nanny. She did not mention a cooch. We do find out she says the last person left her for another woman, abandoned her in her time of need. Y'all, it's a mess and it's disgusting. At this point, I'm like, y'all have to be making this up. This can't be real life. From poo to abominations, y'all. That was it. That was the episode. We will be live tonight, I believe, to discuss this in a live setting, myself and Tyra over at Struggle Reviews TV. So come over, join us. It's going to be a time, Lord. I need to regroup. I need to order some breakfast and collect myself. But thank you for being here. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hype, hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing, y'all. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.